If you've been scrolling through endless grill listings, watching video after video of people flipping steaks, and still feel stuck on which unit actually makes sense for your backyard, you're not alone. I've been there, comparing specs, trying to guess which grill will actually hold up when you're the only one home on a windy Saturday, and wondering whether a built-in propane model is worth the extra effort. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm hoping this rundown will clear the fog. First off, the biggest hesitation most people have with a built-in propane grill is the fear of overpaying for a fancy nameplate that doesn't translate into better cooking. You might picture a massive slab of metal that looks great but takes forever to heat, or a control panel that gets greasy the first time you try to sear a steak. The other side of that coin is the risk of buying a freestanding unit that looks good on a patio but blows out its flame the moment a breeze picks up. The COYOTE Outdoor Living 36-inch SL series tries to walk that line, promising consistent heat, wind protection, and a few convenience touches that aim to make daily grilling feel less like a chore and more like a habit. Let's talk about what actually matters once you fire it up. The infinity burners are the centerpiece of this grill's heat system. In practice, they spread the flame across the entire cooking surface, which means you don't have hot spots where the pork roasts unevenly and cooler zones where the veggies sit untouched. I've seen a few built-in models where the burners are clustered in the middle, forcing you to shuffle trays around constantly. With the COYOTE, the burners run the full width, so when I placed a 2-inch thick ribeye in the center, it hit a solid 500-degree sweet spot right away, giving me a crust without needing to move it. The same went true for a low and slow chicken on indirect heat. The outer burners kept the temperature steady while the middle stayed cooler, mimicking the two-zone setup you'd get on a larger, more expensive grill. Wind is a surprisingly common problem for outdoor cooks, especially if your patio sits next to a lake or a busy road. The integrated wind guard on this model is a subtle metal lip that redirects gusts away from the burners. In my own backyard, which gets a solid breeze whenever the temperature climbs, that wind guard made a noticeable difference. Without it, the flame flickers and you end up turning the knobs higher just to compensate, which can waste propane and affect flavor. With the guard, the flame stayed steady, and the grill's thermostat didn't have to chase a moving target. Now, about the hood, the spring assist mechanism isn't just a marketing gimmick. Traditional hoods can be heavy, and you end up wrestling with them every time you need to peek at a roast or add a side dish. The spring assist gives it a gentle lift with minimal effort. I found myself opening the hood while the rotisserie was still turning a whole turkey, and the hood popped up just enough for a quick check without halting the cooking cycle. It's a small detail, but over a season of weekend grilling it adds up in convenience. Speaking of the rotisserie, that's one of the practical strengths of the SL series. Not every built-in grill includes a dedicated rotisserie spindle, and many that do require you to buy an aftermarket kit. The COYOTE's rotisserie is built right into the grill frame, and the motor runs quietly enough that you don't hear it over the sizzle of the sear burners. I tried a classic lemon herb rotisserie chicken, and the even rotation paired with the infinity burners gave a uniformly golden skin without the dreaded dry spots you sometimes see on cheaper setups. If you enjoy whole bird cooking or want to experiment with kebabs on a spit, this feature is a real time saver. The control panel also gets a mention because it's often overlooked. The smudge-proof surface means the knobs and digital readout stay cleaner after a night of grilling pork ribs with a sticky barbecue sauce. In the past, I've had to wipe down knobs with a damp cloth after every session, which feels like a tiny but annoying extra step. With this panel, a quick swipe does the trick, and the gradient light knob adds a low glow cue that's handy after sunset. You can see the flame level without turning on a floodlight. Safety is another concern that can keep people from committing to a propane system. The built-in safety valve with a thermocouple shuts off the gas if the flame goes out, which is a feature you'll find on higher-end models but not always on standard units. In practice, I never had a flare-up, but knowing the grill has that fail-safe makes the whole experience less stressful, especially when you're cooking a large cut that requires long burn times. Now, let's be honest about the trade-offs. The first thing you'll notice is the size. At 36 inches wide,